have to admit, the first time that I saw the Grinch holding a face mask with the phrase stink, stank, stunk, I literally chuckled out loud, right? It's been one of those years we could have never predicted, and it's definitely the year of the Grinch. But maybe all of our hearts need to grow 3 sizes, right? I'm so thankful for each and every one of you participating today, making purchases all year long. I don't think it's been a year of stink, stank, stunk, but I love this stink, stank, stunk little mini page that we're gonna put together next. If you haven't seen them before, we have actually done the 6x6 mini page in the Forever Friends. So we have this 6x6 mini page of Friends available on our website. And if you prefer the 12x12 pages, we have the supplement that you can convert this 6x6 mini page into this 12x12 page. So again, you can find both of these on our website, and it's exactly like what we're going to do right now. So we are going to work on our little Grinch stink, stink, stunk 6x6 mini page. So go ahead and pull out your kit here. For this, you will need your adhesive, of course. I used the Bloody Mary, Strawberry Milkshake, and the Palm Tree Powder Puff inks. And I also used the Nuvo glitter marker in Morning Moss. Now, if you have a silver marker or maybe the darker green, any of those would really work, but I did use the Morning Moss. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the sample here so that you can look at it as we're putting our little mini page together. That's really going to come together quite quickly here. All right, and as always, this one does come with instructions. The difference with these are mini projects. We will give you a list of all of the cardstocks that we use in case you want to, on your own, put together a supplement to convert this to a 12x12 page. All right, so as we pull out all of our pieces, we obviously can see what we're going to start with here. Our green canvas cardstock, which is Parrot, will be our background. And then we have our green pattern paper from Photoplay that we are going to adhere in the center of our page. I love double matting my backgrounds, even when I'm working with 12x12s. I love the little thin border that it gives all the way around there. To me, it really frames the area that we're getting ready to work on. All right, this dot paper here, again, it's already cut to size, so all we have to do is adhere it down. It is double-sided if you prefer the stripe. The stripe works as well. I like the polka dots. Kind of reminds me of like a snowy winter day. And if you're like me in the Midwest, we get those snowy winter days. Floridians probably don't know what snow looks like unless you come our way. All right, easy peasy, right? So the next thing, again, I love stripes. We're gonna use this stripe. It actually has nothing to do with Christmas at all. It is a Photoplay birthday line, but I think it's just so perfect for our Grinch theme this year. That's the piece we're gonna go next. And we wanna make sure that we see just a little bit of that cream showing underneath. So it's not gonna go all the way to the bottom, but do note that it's going to go all the way across to the outer edges of our green cardstock. Okay. Next in your baggie, you have a series of circles. They're not complete circles. We went ahead and cut them so that they are already cut to size and exactly the shape that they're going to be for our final page here. Again, this one should come together really quickly and easily. All right, stick that back in there. All right, so we have our 3 circle shapes here. And if you look, I did ink those as well, if you like to do that. It's probably easy to guess which color goes on which, but the pink, I did use the strawberry milkshake. I'm not gonna go along the flat edge. I'm just gonna go here along that curve. Start light-handed. You can always go back and make it darker. So just kind of gently go around that outer edge. And then if it's not quite dark enough, go ahead and then just go back and go over it again. The more you do it, the darker it's going to get. All right, so we have Bloody Mary, and the Bloody Mary is what I used here on the red polka dot. Again, I'm not going to do the flat edge. I'm just going to go around this curved edge. Barn board would also be one that could easily work with this piece here. Just like so. And as you can guess, we have our green circle, and our green is going to get the palm tree. Even if you decide not to ink at all, this is still going to look just as fine, because you know, if we look at the Grinch's books, he is really all about flat characters, right? He makes them look almost doodled. So even if you don't want to ink at all, especially I think with the Grinch kind of projects, I think it's going to work just fine. So again, if maybe you work a little slower and want to participate along, maybe don't do the inking at all, though it's just a really fun, fabulous effect. For Dr. Seuss, he wouldn't have done something like that. So we can say it's authentic to the original author, right? All right, so since we're going to work adhering the bottom layer first, the first one that's going to go down is our red. So we're going to run some adhesive there on our red. It's going to go all the way to the cardstock, to that solid color green. So we're going to go all the way up and adhere it just like that. We should see just a tiny bit of cream showing on the left. Okay. Next, working in our layers, we're going to adhere our green layer. When we go to adhere this one, we're going to flesh it along the top edge of that stripe, and it's almost to the very outer edge of our solid color green. Okay, and our very last one, our pink circle here. Again, we're going to go all the way to the very bottom edge of the solid color green. And we're going to adhere it kind of like that. Isn't that so fun? I just love these colors for Christmas time. I know when I was little, my grandmother always had pink Christmas trees. They would be pink bows or little pink teacups. And I would kind of chuckle that, Grandma, it's Christmas. Christmas isn't pink. It's all about red and green. And she insisted that pink was a Christmas color. So maybe that's where all of this has stemmed from, that I have just learned to love and grasp the fact that to Grandma Hancock, pink is a Christmas color. All right. For these next pieces, it doesn't really matter kind of what, you know, which way you want to go ahead and put these down. I'm just going to go ahead and start with the year and kind of work my way around here, but it doesn't really matter what order they go down. So we have our 2020, and that's really the whole reason why we have this pink here. We can put our 2020 on this stripe, but see how it's a little bit harder to see? So by moving it here, it really dramatically makes a difference. So you can really see the 2020 there versus there. So that was the whole purpose of adding that pink circle. It's just to serve as that base for our 2020 layer. And it will go all the way across our circle. We're going to go just a tad lower than the bottom of the stripe, just so we make sure we have room for everything else. All right, let's go ahead and do the stink, stink, stunk. So we're going to pull out all of our word pieces here. All right, there's our stink. All right, so we have our stink, stink, stunk. So we're going to go ahead and hear the stink, stunk portion first. But what I want to do here is if you pull apart, and we're going to work with that green layer here. So we want just the green layer. And I'm going to take my Nuvo glitter marker here, and I am just going to do some highlights to the word. Now the reason why I chose this color is because it's about the same color as our cardstock, so that it really picks up that shimmer. It kind of does the same thing as the powder puff, but it brings a really predominant glitter effect as well. If you haven't seen our Avatar class kits, we used the glitter markers a ton in the Avatar class. So that will really show you its capabilities. And I'll make sure I put a photo here in this demo so that you can see what I'm talking about. And if you weren't able to get the Avatar classes, don't worry, that's actually in the pipeline to be recreated as well. So if you haven't had a fascination with the Nuvo glitter markers, you will soon, I'm just telling you. But I'm just going to kind of randomly do some highlights. So let's make sure that you can see me on the camera here. Maybe if I go up just a hair, there we go. So again, it doesn't exactly matter where. You can outline the whole letter, you can go down the center. I'm just gonna have fun and just kind of do a little highlight along every letter here. Maybe go above the, there we go. And then I'm gonna go down this K. Now, if you just opened this marker, so it's one of the first times you used it, you will need to make sure that you get the ink all the way down to that tip. So you'll need to press down, so it's going to need to go down like this until you see all that ink go to the tip. You should really only need to do that once there, then all that ink will be ready to go for you. So I'm going to adhere the black layer first. And that stink is pretty delicate, so I'm going to go really light-handed there. You don't have to make sure that you get like every single crevice. All right, so when we put that down, we want to make sure that it's all in the green there. And if you notice, the base of our squiggle here is going to be just above our striped paper. That's how you know where that piece is going to go. And then that glitter dries super fast. So by the time we get that black down, that should already be dry and ready to be adhered. And we're going to just again slightly, ever so slightly offset that. It's not the exact shadow. We just want to offset it like so. All right, and now we have our stink. I'm going to lay it in its place just to make sure. that I have it where I want it. Obviously, it's in two separate pieces there. All right. And the rest. This color here is Firecracker. A lot of the red that I have been using for Christmas, a lot of red that I use for Disney, is the Firecracker. That is a canvas cardstock from My Mind's Eye. I also really love the Mint Julep. That's another one of my favorites, which is this green here. And then the darker green is the Parrot, that primary color. All right, in your baggie, you should also have a dot to the eye. Now, we do realize that these are so tiny and they can so easily get lost. So if you don't see the dot of the eye, you know, first of all, it could be like stuck on you somewhere. It could be on the floor, never to be found again. Know that if you lose a dot to an eye, obviously use a brad, use an enamel dot. Any tiny little embellishment will work as that dot of the eye. All right, we're gonna put together our Grinchy hand here holding his mask. So we're gonna go ahead and adhere the black layer here on top of our lighter teal. Again, look how delicate that is and how just beautifully that cardstock cuts out on a die cutter. All right. As part of our giveaways today, we do have a Grinchy mask. So make sure you are participating in our contest. Make sure that you are commenting all day long. You just never know. Your comment could even win you a prize. Maybe you're, just leaving a random comment in our demos. You just never know when you could be the winner today. So I highly encourage you to participate and leave comments as we're doing all of our demos and all of our videos today. All right, so we have the white fur there. That's going to go around his hand. For the red piece, I did ink that. So it's going to go like that. So we have our Bloody Mary, and I'm going to put the ink just where the red meets that white fur trim, just along that one edge. Okay. And now our Grinchy is all complete. All right, so he is going to go just like so. I just want to make sure he fits there. Looks pretty good to me. Gonna run some adhesive along the back. This could be one of those that you add some dimensional 3D foam squares if you like it to be extra 3D there. All right, so now that we have all of these pieces, we do still have our snowflake die cuts. So if you notice, our 3 snowflakes are all different sizes. So we want this medium one that's going to go at the bottom here. So these two are pretty close. It doesn't really matter if you mix them up. It's still going to work out fine in the end. Let me unclog my glue. I'm just going to run adhesive only in the center of our snowflake. There's really not a need for it to go all around there. That's going to make it stick just fine. Then we have our largest snowflake. That's gonna go right up at the top. All right, you know, this mini page would look so cute also if you added some ribbon at the top and maybe hung it on your Christmas tree, or you maybe, you know, you hung it from a doorknob, or maybe you frame it to commemorate this special year. Frame it just like this, or you can get the frames that have the little clip to hang on to it, and frame it and bring it out every year as a memento of this year. There's really so many things you can do with a mini page other than just putting it in an album. All right, also in your packet of goodies, you'll notice that you had some pink enamel dots. Now everybody's sizes are gonna be just a little different than mine, but we're gonna embellish the centers of our snowflakes. So 2 of them are getting the enamel dots. And then our largest snowflake, we have our ho 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 sticker here. That's gonna go in the center of our large one. For our very last embellishment, I always love to find brand new ways to embellish embellishments. Just because they give it to you and say, here, stick this on a page, I always like to see how creative I can be when it comes to using stickers. So you'll also notice in your pack, you have a series of silver glitter flourish stickers. Now again, everybody's flourishes are gonna be different, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Christmas tree sticker and we are going to add those silver flourishes to decorate our Christmas tree. So I'm going to go ahead and just peel one off here. Again, everybody's is going to be different, so everybody's tree is going to look a little different. So you look and see where yours is going to fit best. I will let you know that you'll definitely need to add just a little more adhesive to these stickers. I find them to be not quite tacky enough to stick to the glimmer, that glitter paper that was used to create that Christmas tree sticker. So I'm gonna hold it down here just for a few seconds, just to make sure that it stays down. And then once we have it, we want it all encased there in that tree. I'm gonna just snip off that little tail. I still have some room there at the top, so I'm gonna get another flourish here off of our sticker sheet. Ooh, let's use this little teeny one right here. Oh, how perfect is that? Yes, I think that will work perfect. Again, I would add just a little more adhesive to make sure that it sticks. And we're gonna add that flourish just like that. Have fun. Be creative. This is a great way to make your page look unique and different than mine. All right, so once you get your Christmas tree all decorated, then we're going to go ahead and add it to our mini page. And don't forget the star on the top of your tree. Have our gold star, and there you go. There is our mini page all complete. And just as I promised you, if you decide that you would want to take your 6x6 mini page and convert it to a 12x12 page, we have made that so easy for you. So if you take your mini page, you know what I just noticed? I forgot the little highlight of glitter above the Grinch's hand. Okay, so it's not the end of the world, but I love to play with these markers. So I just wanted to add just that little touch there. So to convert this page here to a 12x12, I'm gonna show you how we did that. I'm just gonna add some adhesive to my 6x6. I really love this particular Grinch. Doesn't it look like he is throwing a temper tantrum? And how perfect that he is stomping on 2020. I thought he was just the perfect die cut for the sentiment of this page. So I've literally taken our completed 6x6 page just as it was, and I have added it to the 12x12. You notice how it ties in because I've added the same stripe in the same thickness across the bottom of our page. That helps tie in that 6x6 piece. So if you're interested, what this is called the 6x6 mini page supplement. The supplement will come with all of the pieces for our Grinch Santa die cut, the 2 pink flourish die cuts, the 2 snowflake die cuts, and a row of pink enamel dots. Along with that, in that supplemental kit, you will get 4 sheets of coordinating 12x12 pattern papers, and you will get 5 sheets of coordinating solid canvas My Colors cardstock. So you are going to get all 4 of these, all 5 of these, plus the die cuts of our Grinch throwing a temper tantrum. We will also give you the handout to show you this sample here, but know that you're going to have so much extra that you can easily turn this into a 2-page spread all on your own. I'd love to see your creation. So once you have it all complete, and whether you're going to hang it on your tree, put it in a frame on your mantle, or convert it to a single page or a double page 12x12 spread, don't forget to post it here and let me see it.